We're back. It's Noel right here. Trilosophy.com. Sports, music, film. We're back. Episode 3. 25th of January, 2018. Whew. Right. We're going to talk some boxing today. Again. Yes. Right. So let's get into what happened yesterday. So Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions had a joint event called the 2018 Upfront. What that showcased was the schedule between Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions for the first half of 2018. Now, a big press conference with a bunch of these fighters, or all the fighters that will be participating in the first half of a year. Nothing like this has ever happened to my knowledge. So I thought it was very interesting. Twitter thought so. A lot of boxing fans all over the place thought so. I mean, why wouldn't you watch that if you're a boxing fan, right? Either live or replay, it doesn't matter. It's available on Showtime's YouTube and probably Facebook pages and all that good stuff. And what I liked was Steven Espinoza, or should we call him President Steven Espinoza, is I like when he came out and he said he started showing some stats. So him on part of Showtime showed some stats of where boxing is and how it's been affected throughout the years from 2006 to 2016, I believe, or 2006, 2016. And it even though this press conference, this event, you can call it, was it's a showcase to sell your product. Yeah, the fighters may be fighting each other. It's the same stable. It doesn't matter. It's quality fights all the way around. But he showed stats of where boxing is in that timeline, and not where and it wasn't Showtime versus HBO or Showtime versus ESPN or any other versus any other company or boxing body. So I thought that was really cool. At the end of the day, boxing is a sport and it's a business. So I think this was a great way to showcase their product and get viewers. You're advertising. They're getting people hyped ahead of time, so people don't have to wait around knowing who's gonna fight who. So you create hype in the beginning, and you probably have a better chance of selling those fights. Either tickets, people in attendance, viewership, maybe sponsors. I don't know, but I thought that was. I don't know. That's a great business move, I think, in my opinion. Like that, all the fighters got together. They were well dressed. Whoever had titles brought out their belts. They showed all the fighters speak. I mean, very interesting event. And now, we got a special guest for you tonight. We have someone who was there yesterday, a boxer by the name of Hugo Centeno Jr., who will be fighting for the WBC interim 160-pound title against Jermall Charlo in the co-main event of the heavyweight clash between Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz. What's up, Hugo? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back on.
How's training today?
It was great, man. Getting it back in, getting back from New York last night, and back to the grind, getting ready for this fight.
Cool, man. So, how did you like the 2018 Showtime slash Premier Boxing Champions Upfront yesterday?
It was awesome, man. Honestly, I thought it was going to be a press conference for my fight, and I didn't know what to expect until I got there. No one really told me what it was, and what it was pretty much like the Grammys of boxing, and it was a ton of world class, and it was just amazing to be a part of that. I didn't know I was considered one of the faces of boxing, so to be part of that, it was just an honor.
Yeah, man. Since they call it the 2018, upfront, it looks like, since they put a date right there, it looks like Showtime will be doing this every year from here on out. Do you think? Have you heard of any such plans, or like, do you think that's gonna keep going on as we progress in boxing?
I would imagine, man. It's a great event. It's something that's never been done before, and it's amazing to see so much talent and so many great world-class fighters come together under one roof and, just associate. There's a lot of fighters a lot of talk in the green room, and it was cool just to be around a lot of big names.
Was there some fighters staying a little bit away from somebody else or anything? Was there some tension in the air?
Yeah, kind of.
Adrian Broner said we all don't like each other up here, or something like that.
Nah, he was being himself. The only tension that I saw was Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. They kind of didn't want to say what's up to one another, but someone kind of broke the ice, and they're like, "It's all good, man. We're all friends out here. You guys can say what's up." So they kind of finally said what's up to each other towards the end of the show.
Someone didn't want to be the first one to say what's up, huh?
Yeah, they were just kind of avoiding one another.
So how did you feel about the Jermall Charlo fight when it was first presented to you?
I was excited, man. I was excited to be given such a great opportunity. And once it was offered, I accepted with open arms, because I believe this sport should be about fighting the best, and that's one thing I want to be known for, is fighting nothing but top-notch fighters, and I run from no one, So once mentioned late November after my Aline fight, I was like, yeah, man, I'm ready and willing, and I've been in the gym. You just let me know when with enough time, and I will make the fight happen.
Yeah, man, congrats on that tremendous knockout you had against Aline. That was
Thanks,
great,
sir.
man. Oh my gosh, sometimes I have to even force my wife to watch boxing with me. You know what I mean? I'm out here in Colorado. I mean, I barely moved out here, almost going about a year. But so even when we heard that, she's kind of half asleep, but she heard the punch and she's like, what?
What happened?
She was ecstatic, man. That she was, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I mean, she gets excited in moments, here and there,
Yeah.
And that was definitely one of them, all right? So congrats on that.
Thanks, man. Thanks, sir. I really appreciate it, man. It was a lot of hard work that went into the fight. A lot of people considered me an underdog for that one, but I proved them wrong.
Hell yeah, man. During our last session, during that 4-part interview, you're anticipating your first title shot. So, I mean,
right.
So how do you feel about finally getting a title shot? Because you didn't get it right away. You had to, I think, fight 2 more times until you got it.
That happened. Right. I'm very excited, man. Very excited. It's still surreal and hasn't really sunk in, but what has sunk in is the fight. And I don't take Charlo lightly. I don't take anyone lightly. I'm training harder than I ever have, and I'm taking it to new levels, pushing myself till I can't no more, and then pushing it some more. And I'm ready to win this fight. Title or not, I just want to beat this guy.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're an underdog against Alim, I mean, you can imagine how many I mean, I've just me hearing about it, I mean, you're considered an underdog to many, not everybody, but to many for this fight. So, I mean, what do you say to those people who doubt you once again?
I really don't care. I've gotten to the point where before I would want to please everyone, and at the end of the day, I've come to realize, with doing this for such a long time and now being a professional for a while, I've come to realize that at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is my team's and my family's. And, everyone else is entitled to theirs. But it's easy just to get on a keyboard and, write, oh, this guy sucks, or, oh, man, this guy's not at that level, or this guy's going to lose, or whatever, Social media has kind of ruined that for boxing. And before you didn't have that, No. You didn't have that. And I feel like social media's got a lot of people thinking, that their opinion matters when they've never even laced up a pair of gloves.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's so I mean, you'll let like you said, you've been a professional for numerous years already. You know how this game works, and I mean, you grew up. I mean, you had a pro career in the social media age where everybody has a voice and opinion. So, So I mean, I guess you'll just let your performance do the talking.
Do the talking.
That's right. All right. Cool, man.
Yeah, man. And I'm going on 20 years of boxing next month, and it's been a lot of experience. It's been a fun ride, and I know how this show works. And like I said, it's unfortunate now that, social media is giving a lot of these fighters a big head, and they all become Insta famous, and just gives them the wrong credit,
Do you think that's in part because there's not enough, every promotional company or TV network has certain promotional dollars. I mean, now with social media, I mean, it also helps fighters promote themselves. I mean, do you think
yeah, definitely,
over the years the promotional dollars have gone down, and they've asked the fighters to promote themselves also on their social media?
Definitely, but I also feel like you have to earn really like your title, and I feel like it gives a lot of these fighters a false sense of security, I guess, or like a false title, because they get all these likes and all these followers and all this I don't know, people that kind of puff them up and make them big-headed when they really haven't proved anything yet. Some fighters only have 4 or 5 fights and they think they're a god in this sport when they really haven't been heard of.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I thought was pretty cool last night is seeing 3 boxers hailing from Oxnard, whether they were born there or they're fighting out of there or used to fight out of there. As in you yourself, Mikey Garcia, and Brandon Rios. I thought that was really cool. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I mean, out of all the fighters, I don't think 2 of them are from the same place. Besides the Charlo brothers, you know what I mean?
Right.
So how did you
it was cool to be able to share that with them.
What's up?
I said it was cool to be able to share that with them. They were just to be able to represent Oxnard altogether. It's it speaks matters of Oxnard.
Oh, absolutely, man. Also, I wanted to. Did you see the Spence versus Peterson fight?
I did see that fight.
Okay, so what did you think of Errol Spence's performance last Saturday?
It was phenomenal, man. It was phenomenal. He's an amazing boxer, and that's why he's the world champion. He took on a tough, I want to say somewhat on his way out, Lamont Peterson, but still, Lamont Peterson's a dog, and he's always in there to the death, and he showed that he has tremendous heart, and he wanted to keep going until his coach stopped it. But
yeah, because he's only fought once in almost 2 years.
The past year, yeah. Yeah, so he's been a little inconsistent, but inconsistent or not, he always comes to fight and he leaves his heart in the ring. And he showed that. He also showed that he's a world-class fighter.